Is it a good game? Well... Alright, so, Cyberpunk. It came out. People were disappointed, but despite that, I enjoyed it. It had a lot of issues, but it definitely had some stuff going for it too. One of which being the design. I thought all the designs in the game were really cool. There's a lot of stuff from that game that I want to make. So I figured I'd start with something pretty simple, but pretty cool. The bullet necklace pendant thing that V wears. I figured it would be cool to do this as a pretty simple, cheap build. So I have a couple criteria. The first being that I want this to be fairly cheap. Hoping to keep it under 20 bucks. I want it to be pretty accurate. Third, I want it to feel real. So I want the weight to be right. I want it to not feel like plasticky when you pick it up or anything like that. So that kind of cuts out like 3D printing. And fourth, I want it to be something that's pretty simple to make. I don't want to have to use any special tools or anything like that. So let's start with what I got. Some suede cord, 2 pairs of pliers, some black 20 gauge copper wire, this metal no trespassing sign, this bag of metal findings, some super glue, and a couple bullet keychains made from inert bullets. I also have a pair of scissors. My plan, based on these reference pictures, is going to be to take this large keyring from that metal findings bag and use the copper wire to suspend the bullet from one of these keychains, which I'm going to pull out with the pliers, use the no trespassing sign to make a loop to feed the cord through to make it into a necklace. Overall, I'm hoping it'll go pretty well, and I'm thinking the hardest part is just going to be pulling the bullet out of the casing. So let's change it, camera angles, and get to work. The first thing I'm going to do is cut the sign just so I can get most of it out of the way. I used an index card measured to make this little loop that covers this little almost S shape. There's just this tiny small sliver of index card that fits around. You can just cut these signs with normal scissors. These corners are a little pointy. I am just going to round them out. With that cut like that, I'm going to start trying to bend it around the keyring. Let's test it. And I'm just going to use super glue to attach that in place. While we're at it, I am just going to thread some of the brown cord. So I'm going to move this over here to let it dry more fully. I'm realizing this is going to be a project where I hurt myself. It did work. It is working. Okay. I should pad these. That's not going to help. Ow! See, because like I got this gouge in the side of the bullet, but I don't... Will this one come out easier? Because if it will, I'll just use this one. Don't try this at home. You'll hurt yourself. Oh, this is working. Maybe. Or I'm just delusional, but I think it's working. We're making progress. Duct tape and pliers is the best way so far. I got it. 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 That is now empty. And we got it. That took way longer than I thought it would. That was the most annoying thing. Next step, wire. This is probably gonna be a pain. Should we glue it? Guess we'll glue it. We have super good for a reason. Okay, all I did there was glue myself to it. Trim the extra legs. And make another. Should I hot glue it? The problem with super glue is that it's super thin. Super glue won't create much of a space. Hot glue, however, will. So what I'm hoping is that I can slip both of the wires on like that, and then put some hot glue on the back. I guess one drop is all we actually needed. So we're actually almost done. I have glued the, I guess, kind of the spider web assembly together. We have our ring here. All that's left is to line this up and twist the wires. I'm going to start by trimming the wires. So this centered, it's not too much to deal with. Got our more manageable assembly here. All that's left is to twist. And we have it wired in there. All that's left is to tie it off at the point that we want to wear it at. Line it up. Just gonna do a simple double knot here. Cut off the excess, make sure it is the excess. Alright, we now have a Cyberpunk 2077 bullet necklace made from a real 357 bullet. Overall, I am really happy with how this came out. There's definitely a lot of trouble getting the bullet out of the case, but it came out really good. I think it looks a lot like it does in the game. It has a good weight to it as well. I wouldn't suggest wearing this too often. I would suggest keeping it as more of a display piece. In theory, this should be fine because the copper jacket is still entirely intact. But if it was more like this one where it got chipped, then I don't know how lead reacts with your skin. Something you can look into on your own time and wear at your own risk. Overall, I think it turned out really cool. I would like to make some more stuff from Cyberpunk and maybe even do a cosplay or something. So if you're interested in seeing that, let me know down below. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.